Hello YouTube, it's Shadow Hero 90, and in this episode of Shadow Reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the Bronze Age classic, World's Finest, issue 159, The Cape and Cowl Crooks, which was the first and only appearance of anti-Superman and anti-Batman. Our story begins with Superman flying Commissioner Gordon into the Fortress of Solitude so that he and Batman could give him and Perry White a tour of the place, showing them these statue mannequin things of the greatest villains that Batman and Superman had fought pre-Crisis, as well as showing them the bottled city of Kandor. And then Batman and Robin give Perry White and Commissioner Gordon a tour of the Batcave, where they see essentially the same thing, but of the greatest villains that Batman had fought pre-Crisis. The next day, Perry White walks into the Daily Planet and tells Clark about a duo of masked criminals who are currently on a crime spree. And of course, while doing the story on it, as Perry White asked him to, Clark Kent changes into Superman. And here's where we get our first glimpse of anti-Superman and anti-Batman, all thanks to Superman's supervision. And he realizes that the guy in the Superman outfit is pretty much gonna be his equal in physical combat. So he flies down, and the pair introduce themselves as anti-Superman and anti-Batman. And anti-Superman decks the Man of Steel into the air, saying that this is punishment for what Superman did to Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and the Penguin. Anti-Batman then throws in a quip about how now Superman knows what it's like to get pushed around. During the fight, Superman then realizes that Anti-Superman has all of his abilities, and he won't be able to go easy on this guy, who then gets Superman to back off by removing the roof off of a building and essentially throwing it into the air, forcing Superman to catch it before someone gets hurt. Meanwhile, Batman and Robin cruise up in the Batmobile after receiving a tip from Commissioner Gordon about this duo of masked criminals. It's Batman in his Batmobile against anti-Batman in his Anti-Mobile. They drive after him for a page, and when Batman tries to jump into the Anti-Mobile to get anti-Batman, Robin accidentally drives into a statue of them, and anti-Batman is able to make his escape. Batman is completely surprised that this anti-Batman actually knew about all of the gadgets in the Batmobile and how to counter them, thus getting around them. When Batman checks the file for the blueprints to the Batmobile, the file is gone. And Batman deduces that anti-Batman must have taken them to build his anti-mobile, and that he knows the Batcave's location. Robin even throws in the possibility that he knows their secret identities as well. After gloating about how they just beat Batman, Superman, and Robin, Anti-Superman and Anti-Batman break into a police state building where they obtain awards, presents to give to the supervillains who are locked within. As Batman and Superman debate on where Anti-Superman could have come from, the hotline rings. Robin answers it, and they're essentially informed about what's going on, bringing Act 1 to an end. Act 2 begins with a fight between Superman and Anti-Superman. Anti-Superman seems to be running away, causing the Man of Steel to chase him, but it was only a ruse. Anti-Superman basically tricked the Man of Steel into walking into a room where he had gold kryptonite waiting for him. Anti-Superman then goes on the attack, and now it's the original Man of Steel who's on the run. Superman is stuck in a dead-end path, no way out. But then, the Man of Steel gets an idea. He knows it's possible that Anti-Superman knows who he is, but Superman tries to essentially throw Anti-Superman off his trail by changing back into Clark Kent. He knows that it might backfire, but it's his only option at this point. Oddly enough, it works. Anti-Superman doesn't know that the original Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same. Meanwhile, in Gotham City, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson are walking down the street when they are confronted by Anti-Batman. Believing that Batman and Bruce Wayne are friends, Anti-Batman asks Bruce Wayne where to find him. When he doesn't really get much of an answer, he then drives off in the Anti-Mobile, thus confirming to Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson that this Anti-Batman does not know their secret identities, which prompts the Dark Knight and the Boy Wonder to confront Anti-Batman a few minutes later. Anti-Batman gets into his Anti-Mobile for a quick getaway, and uses just the right smoke capsule to counter the gadget Batman was about to reach for to stop Anti-Batman's escape. Batman, Robin, and Superman talk about Anti-Batman and Anti-Superman in the Batcave, bringing up the question of how come Anti-Superman was not affected by the gold kryptonite. And when Robin asks the question as to how they're able to counter them without knowing their secret identities, Batman concocts a theory on just who Anti-Batman and Anti-Superman really are. He asks Superman if he has an antidote to X-22 at the Fortress of Solitude, which Superman does and goes to get. Batman and Robin break into Anti-Superman and Anti-Batman's secret headquarters, and Batman's theory is proven right. They are underneath the Gotham City Police Department's headquarters. His suspect on Anti-Batman's secret identity is indeed Commissioner Gordon. And when Anti-Batman walks into the room, mistaking the footsteps he heard for those of Anti-Superman, Batman then grabs him so that Robin can unmask him, revealing it to be Commissioner Gordon. Anti-Superman enters the room when then Superman crashes in through the ceiling and sprays them with the antidote to Formula X-22. Anti-Superman is revealed to be Perry White, and Commissioner Gordon fills them in on what happened. Commissioner Gordon and Perry White were essentially turned evil due to exposure to Formula X-22. And they used a machine on Perry White to give him superpowers for 48 hours. And they admit they stole many secrets from both the Batcave and the Fortress of Solitude. And Commissioner Gordon then admits the reason he ran earlier was because he knew he couldn't beat Batman in an actual fight. Hours later, Commissioner Gordon's mustache is back. Perry White now is talking to Superman about writing an article for the Daily Planet about Batman and Superman's greatest enemies, and everything is back to normal, bringing the comic to an end. In short, World's Finest issue 159 is a good read, and I'll be bringing this review to an end by saying that I highly recommend it.